Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are back for some more F124, finally, some more F124 videos, and this time we're back for episode 2 of the F124 Driver Career Mode, Season 1 with Alpine. I hope you guys enjoy this series, and yeah, we're back. Like I said, I'm trying to get some videos uploaded as fast as I can, but obviously I've been busy with some real life stuff, so it's a little bit difficult, but thankfully I can try to get back on the grind a little bit, but it's a little bit challenging because, again, very busy month, but we're back, and hopefully we can start chugging in some more videos and some more of the game content, especially because F124 it's been a week now into its launch since I'm recording this, so yeah. But anyways, right now we're going to be doing we're going to be messing with the specialists here. Like I said, I do like that these specialists are pretty good in this game. It can kind of give you some more goals and, you know, some perks of engine wear reduced and a bunch of other things. I think it's pretty good to have that, honestly, because it gives you the perks, and then it probably unlocks certain things maybe. But again, you never know. But anyways, if you did not check out the previous video, please go check that out below. What happened in Bahrain? Spoiler alert. Well, it wasn't great. Really struggled during the weekend learning the whole car, learning a whole new Alpine. I would say a whole new Alpine because, again, the Alpine has taken a step back, I think, this year. But again, very difficult to get used to this game, and this is still the this is still the launch game. Obviously, the update, as I'm recording this, tomorrow will be Friday, so the patch update with the handling comes out Friday, so there's that. So this was recorded about during the weekend during this time. But anyways, let's get on to what we were doing. And what I was doing was well, I wanted to get some engine upgrades on the car because well, the Renault engine is probably one of the weakest engines, I'd say, probably. Very just it's shit. You know, it's apologies for my language, but it's crap. Probably we have one of the worst engines on the grid, and by the performance, I don't think any upgrades really came on the car much. So it was a double header this weekend, obviously. But yeah, it looks like no upgrades came on the car. It looks like we're still the same kind of where we were. But anyways, practice 1 is done. Brand new Jeddah circuit. Obviously, Jeddah has had I'd say Jeddah got a pretty semi overhaul. Obviously, they added some more graffiti and they fixed some of the curbs up a little bit. It's still not 100% up to par, but I'm not going to really get into much of that. But anyways, practice 1 is done. I feel pretty hooked up around here, honestly, which is kind of weird because Jeddah is probably one of my weaker circuits. Gas is up there in P7. Obviously, he was on that qualifying run. Bottas down in P3. We have P12 again. We're focusing on the long runs. The tire wear and deg is not that bad, especially probably be a little bit better when we're running at cooler temperatures, especially at night. But considering that everything it's still pretty. I say the car is pretty hooked up around here, which is kind of weird to say because, you know, I feel like that the car does struggle a lot in the high speed, but it seems like the high speed with this Alpine is not bad. The low speed isn't terrible, but it's decent. But I'm really struggling a lot through turn 26, which is the second to last corner. Very struggling to get the car rotated under there. But anyways, that's practice done. That's Thursday. We're now on to Friday. We're on to Friday night. Let's get ready for some qualifying here around Jeddah, and let's go see what we can do in this car.
Welcome to the Jeddah Corniche, one of the fastest circuits on the calendar. But let's see who will be fastest of them all. We're about to set the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Yes, it's qualifying.
So here we are, ready for qualifying here around the Jeddah Corniche circuit, and for Friday night, obviously it's going to be a bit of a challenge. I think a little bit because, again, qualifying is not always my best. But anyways, especially of Jeddah, it's not one of my best tracks as well. But anyways, to turn 1 and turn 2, like I said, this car, I think this is a really good opportunity to capitalize this weekend because, again, the car feels phenomenal around here. Practice has been phenomenal within this car. Obviously, we haven't shown the true pace yet, But this is the true pace of qualifying, as you can see right now. Heading into these definitely the fastest part of the circuit, I believe. One of the fastest parts. Obviously, all these curves got a little bit of an update. But like I said, the car felt really strong around there. And when you can especially lean on the car and you don't have to worry about lifting. I had to lift a little bit just to kind of save the tires. But anyways, through turn 26, obviously, that was definitely one of the trickiest parts of the track, I'd say, because I was really struggling to get the car rotated into there, and it made it very challenging going later into the qualifying and also later into the race as we approach. But that's P5 for the first lap, and I'll take that. Thank you very much. It's obviously we're waiting for everybody else to go on the track, which is Yuki Tsunoda and also Max Verstappen to be the last two guys to set a lap time. But judging by Yuki, I don't think he's really going to match our pace. Verstappen will be clear. I have no doubts in my mind that he will. And as we see, that is a P1, and we sit P11 with that lap, and I will take that. And we're ahead of Alex Albon and Valtteri Bottas. Obviously, Williams and Kick Sauber are obviously way ahead of us in the performance index. Obviously, in real life, they're a bit. I'd say Williams has probably matched the Alpine in real life. I'd say, but at the same time, it's been they got some pretty quick cars, so it's something to watch out on. And here it goes into Q2. Let's take a full lap around this place. Obviously, through here, you got to lean on the car a lot here, fully flat out through here, and then you got to believe in the car. A little bit of a little slick into the corner with that. Lift off just a little bit. Another slight lift. Kiss the inside curb. Use a bunch of the outside curb, and then a little bit of a breathing room during the middle of the lap, and just burn as much as you can. And heading down into the bank corner. Obviously, running out a little bit wide. You don't want to do that in real life. Try not to touch much of the outside curb. Cut the track a little bit. Try to get over the curb as much as you can. Obviously, these are just painted curbs and not real curbs. This part of the track here very difficult to get wrong, and I've always crashed there a couple of times through that exit. But we get through that exit cleanly. Very not good to hit the outside wall, but it's very possible. And gotta just fling the car, be concentrating into this corner right here. This is one of the fastest parts of the circuit, I believe, and enter the hotel section once again. But yeah, like I said, it is very challenging to get that wrong, and you don't want to find out what happens if you go over the limit. But 5/10 up, purple sector 1, purple sector 2. So this is a pretty good lap. Turn 26, obviously a little bit challenging, and turn 27, Logan Sargent crossed the line back in 2023. So let's not do that. We come across checkered flag. Where's this going to put us? This should be into Q2 clearly. And that's P3. P3 in this Alpine. Are you out of your mind? That is insane. Oh my god. P3 in that Alpine is kind of bizarre, man. I'm telling you, this car is hooked. This car is on freaking... This car is on something. It's not it's not a regular F1 car. This car is on freaking... It's got rocket fuel. It's on alcohol, man. This thing is quick as hell. Unfortunately, Pierre Gasly's out though with that lap time, only 16th. So Pierre's struggling to find confidence, but we have found confidence, and we're into Q2. And there's the bottom five: Ricardo, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, and Magnussen. Our rivals compared to the performance index, but we're matching the two Red Bulls. So maybe that's a future team we could go to. Maybe RB's looking into that. You never know. Maybe RB, maybe someone else. But we're putting our name on the chart here and into Q2 now. Here's for this lap. I don't know where this is going to put us, and this is a used set of tires, I believe. That's a 130.566. So that's P9. It's ahead of Bottas and behind Hamilton and Stroll, obviously, than expected. Obviously, the top 5 teams are, I'd say, pretty clear ahead. But ending into Q2 and the last run into Q2, brand new set of tires. Mainly everybody's out here to set new lap times. Obviously, the AI, they don't, because they use up their third set of tires when they go out, they don't really improve. So, I mean, some do and some don't. So we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, we're P13. We pissed out a purple sector 2. So this is going a really strong lap. 5/10 up, almost 6/10 up on this lap. Verstappen sets the fast time of the lap here, but we don't care about him right now. We're just focused in the Q3 in this Alpine. We had a stinker in the first race, and I want to redeem myself after what happened in Bahrain. It wasn't the best of weekends, but this is the weekend we can capitalize. This is the weekend we can opportunity, and this is the best opportunity for us. We come across checkered flag. Do we get into Q3 here? I think that is Q3. Might be positive. It is Q3. Let's go. P5 on that run. Holy snickerdoodle. That was so cringe. But anyways, that was. I don't even know what to say. That's a 129.86 9626. But man, this car, dude, this car is on rails. This thing is not. This car is not. Why is it up here? The AI is on 100, obviously. I will probably boost the AI up a little bit. I ran 108 on F123, maybe 105. But this is just my true pace. Like, this is my true pace. Like, this car is quick. And also second race on wheel, by the way, with all sifts turned off, so a little bit of a improvement there. But yeah, and there's your bottom 5. Alonso, I think, is the shocker here. He gets Lance Stroll outperforms Fernando Alonso. That, damn, even Hamilton's out. Damn, the day Lance Stroll outperforms Fernando Alonso is the day I die. But anyways, into Q3. We do have a new set of tires, obviously, by the FIA gives us for getting into Q3, but we will use this used set. We didn't go out for a first run. This is the last run we got. I don't know where this lap was. We really struggled within the first sector. It wasn't that great. The middle sector wasn't bad. The last sector, I think, is really going to be the struggle, because like I said, right here, I'm really struggling. I'm locking up constantly. I can't get the car turned in. It's a struggle through that part of the track, so we have to. It's something to keep an eye on later. But into the final run of the night, and this is going to put us P8 on the road. And well, I will take that, honestly. I am not mad about that whatsoever. That's a P8. I will take that. And this Alpine, I will take that. But this Alpine, I'm telling you, this Alpine is not. It shouldn't be up here. This thing is on rails, man. And out-qualifying a Mercedes once again. We out-qualified Hamilton the first. Well, we didn't really out-qualify him. I think he got a grid penalty. But we out-qualified both Mercedes. The kick Sauber. We out-qualified Alonso. Stroll peeped us there at the end. But, man. I don't even know what else to say, really. I'm speechless. I'm excited. I'm speechless, but I'm excited. That's the only way to describe that, I guess you could say. Man, I'm enjoying this weekend. Obviously, the game hasn't been the fun for everybody, but I'm definitely enjoying career mode, I guess, to tell you after that one. That feels good. I'm I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. Oh, let's get on to the race. I pray the race is better.
Welcome to one of the fastest races in the entire calendar, and while it's one of the newer races on the F1 World Tour, it's already staked its reputation as a fan favourite. It's Jeddah, and it's the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Cowboy, Russell, Joe, Fernando Alonso, Albon, Hamilton, Bottas, Sargent, Gasly, Ricciardo, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Now, we had great fun watching them win last time out. What a great victory it was. But can they carry that into today's race?
It's the important one, isn't it, Crofty? You've done it once, can you do it again? But, you know, if you start believing in yourself and the confidence starts to build, that inner confidence is what you need. And you can carry that through to future races, including this one, and you set that ball rolling. That's the critical thing that they're looking for here. And I believe if you've got that first race win or a win at any stage, it can start to roll with you in a good way.
Welcome to the grid, and we are here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix for the 25-lap race around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Again, another street circuit, and the first one of the year of many. Anyways, I think today will be the one-stop strategy. Obviously, the two-stopper was, I assumed, would have been the thing, but like I said earlier, the DEG is not that bad. It's actually really tolerable, and I think everybody will be going the one-stopper. So I expect a lot of guys to be on mediums and hards and soft tires. I mean, I expect everybody to be on the medium and then go to the hard at the end. That's what I low-key think will happen, judging just by everything. So yeah, but like I said, this car, it's weird because this car's really hooked up to this track, which is really surprising because again, this car, it's got its flaws, it's got its issues, but man, this thing is cooking up a feast in those corners. So I will take that. I am not mad about that whatsoever, but it's going to be interesting and challenging to see what goes on later into the weekend. But yeah, I think overall, what can I expect at this point, considering on that qualifying, we start P7, but the main goal I want is points. So here we go, 5 red lights here around Jeddah, 25 laps here for a Saturday night race, obviously, in Jeddah, and here we go, lights out, and we are green here once again, and we don't get the best of start. Russell got an amazing start. He's going to go right, he found an opening, and he's going to go right around us, and we're going to now side by side with Oscar Piastri. Piastri got the inside line, then we got the inside line. We're side by side now with Piastri, head up into turn number 3. Piastri's got the outside line. He got better traction than we did, and he's going to keep that inside line. We'll let him hit that position. Now we're just going to sit behind Piastri and suffer through the dirty air through this part of the track, which I was not looking forward to this week. It was especially the dirty air through this part because it's a little bit challenging, let's say that. But anyways, still following Piastri through this part here. We could stick with Piastri just a little bit, but again, the AI are going to dump so much battery within the opening lap. They have so much power and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just a glitch or it's just something that always the AI have been, but they've always had great first lap speeds. They dump all the battery. It's going to be challenging, but still keep up with Piastri. Zhou Guanyu and Fernando Alonso, they also made up positions. Alonso up to P10. Obviously, Lance Stroll did have a grid penalty if you did not see that. That's the reason why I moved up to P7. But Zhou Guanyu, I expect him to be all in the back of us. Obviously, that Sauber is obviously a way better car than us. Alonso, I expect him to come through this field within no time. But we're losing a little bit of time to Piastri. Now, Piastri's a little bit pulling away, and we're trying to stay with him, obviously, but we missed the apex just a little bit there. I want to say a little bit, but we missed it by quite a decent sized margin, but we got to keep up with Piastri Mystery Cat. But here comes Zhou Guanyu now. He's going to have the inside. He's going to go down the inside on us. He's got that racing line. He goes in a big lockup around the outside. Fernando Alonso now going to pounce on us. We had a massive lockup there, and that is not what I needed, and we're going to lose our position to him, and now we're sitting P10. Alex Albon could be all over the back of us now. Really struggling to get this right. I will say that. Very struggling through the first lap, and again, I'm still locking up in some corners, which is kind of crazy because I wouldn't think I was locking up like that, you know what I mean? But we're locking up like crazy, so especially through there, turn 26 is definitely the hardest part, I think, for me with this racetrack and getting it right. But anyways, we're still side by side, or not side by side, we're still following Alonso Zhou Guanyu through this part of the circuit. Again, lap 2 now underway. Obviously, DRS has now been enabled, so now the main goal is just to stay with Zhou and Alonso as much as we can. They're going to be challenging to get through 100%. I expect the train to start forming here once again. It could be a DRS train. Obviously, this is before the pre-patch, so whenever the patch comes out, which supposedly is coming out tomorrow, or as I'm uploading this, will be Friday. Obviously, everyone's going to be a lot closer. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. But we're still just trying to hang with them. Obviously, Albon's losing a little bit of time to us, which is kind of good. Hamilton's in that train once again, so Lewis Hamilton's really been struggling this weekend. And he struggled in Bahrain, and he's now struggling here. But we're following Alonso and Zhou Guanyu through, which is kind of good on lap 3 now of this race, and approaching lap 4. Now, they're going to have DRS here. I expect Alonso to Zhou right past Zhou. I tried to make a stupid dad pun there, but anyways. Alonso, well, he doesn't go for it. Alonso's going to go for it now. And Alonso goes for it around the outside. He's got that. Looks like he touched a little bit of the outside wall there. They're still side by side. We get a massive lock up there once again. Alex Albon bounce all over the back of us now. Alonso, Albon's legit has the best opportunity to pounce over us, but he's not going to get that move done. It's Zhou Guanyu and Fernando Alonso, shades of Ocon and Alonso back in Alpine in 2022. Zhou all the way down to the inside, almost to the inside of the wall there, defending from Alonso. But man, that was intense right there, but we held on. We held on from the charging Alex Albon, obviously. It has been a struggle to get this car stopped under there. I don't know if it's just the braking technique, if I'm not trail braking enough, if I'm just locking up. It's going really bad, but Zhou Guanyu now going to be all over the back of Alonso. And again, this is where we're going to really struggle. And once again, we just cannot get the car rotated. I'm still struggling, and I can't find anywhere to improve, obviously. We're pushing the car too much. We're locking up the car too much. Obviously, we're still getting used to this handling moment. Now, two for one here. I can see a 2 for 1 here. We go down on the kick Sauber and also the Aston Martin. We go down the inside and we get that move done. Flick the wheel left, flick the wheel right, and we are through from P10 to P8. What a move through there. That DRS is very powerful. But now the Shanghai Tiger is going to be all over the back of us here once again, because you know how good Zhou Guanyu can be. And some weekends he can be quick, sometimes he can't. But again, Zhou is going to be all over the back of us. That kicks Sauber again in a league of its own. Bottas is somewhere back there too, so I have to watch out for Bottas and also the both Williams. I believe Stroll's back there as well, but it's Lance Stroll and Lewis Hamilton. We can't count out Lewis Hamilton in these situations, so something to watch out on. But Zhou's going to have another run on us here on lap 6 now of this Grand Prix. We're almost approaching lap 10 now. Pit window opens in about 8, 6, 7 laps from now. We defend from Zhou, a great defense there. Obviously, Zhou didn't have much speed though going into there, so I feel like that's why he kind of backed out. But he just didn't have enough going through there, and now we just keep on pushing forward and trying to see what the gap is. Mainly, I'm just going to be pushing and just seeing how much this car can take. But again, I try to pull a gap, but I can't pull a gap from these guys. It's just this Alpine. It's good. It's good. Surprisingly here, but I'm telling you, it's not good enough with some of these cars. It's a bit challenging to stick with half these cars, and that is a track limits warning went off there. That's the first warning of the whole race. So we get 2 more, and we get a penalty coming our way. Track limits is something obviously I'm new to. Obviously, league racing season's coming up, and especially strict corner cutting. So practicing myself on to stay within the track limits, because yeah, that's just how I am. But anyways, back to the action. Alonso got around Zhou. That I don't know. Again, probably just another simple DRS shame. But Alonso, he's got us here once again. I mean, he's gonna be all over the back of us. He's gonna get this move done. I'm gonna expect him to just fly right past us here. I guess you could just say at this point of the race, I know what to expect, because I know we're gonna get passed by, but we can easily get them back if we play our cards right. And through here, I mean, they get such a good run. You can see Alonso going to close that gap down. He got really close. He closed that down by about about a tenth, about a couple tenths there. And again, he was just able to fall so close. But here comes Alonso. But we defend pretty well. We're in hot lap, obviously. We're not really dumping overtake, and we're going to stay ahead. A little bit of a luck up there, and looks like ran in too deep, which I haven't done that really much all weekend through that corner, but I ran very deep through there. And we tried to kind of hold off there once again. Very wide track limits there. Almost a big tank slap there on the outside. And Alonso hits us. And he's just absolutely clobbered us. What the hell happened there? What in the hell are you doing for that? Oh my god. Alonso just oh my god. Alright, I don't know if that was on purpose or an accident, but Alonso literally just smashed right into us. Let's take another look here once again. I tried to join. I kind of turned in on him. That's controversial. I kind of turned in. Obviously, no one got hurt. So we keep going. No damage. Yeah, that was a little bit dirty maybe by me. I'll put maybe a racing incident, or just wasn't looking. But again, through there. Oh, that could have been number 3 right there. That was so close. We almost could have got a 3-second time penalty for that. Again, you can see we're pushed in limit, but these tires, they're obviously getting a lot of understeer now with the front tires pretty worn out. But here comes the Shanghai Tiger. He's going to go down the inside on us. And we're going to try to fight around the outside, but we got to watch out on Alex Albon, and Albon's not close enough, thankfully. Just keep an eye on Alex there through that corner, because he can easily sneak his nose up there and down the inside and get right out around us. But pit window is open. C2 tire this weekend, so the hard tire. And yeah, so now it looks like it's going to be an important couple of laps here, especially these next 2 to 3 laps, is because the pit window is open and pit stops are about to cycle out. Joe and Alonso, I don't know if they're going to be pitting within my train. I don't know what their strategy is. Obviously, we're keeping with the big boys though. Alonso is dragging us with the big boys, and Joe, I thought Joe kissed the inside of the wall there. I guess he didn't. Following Joe through this middle sector now, we can hang with Joe, which is good. And we got our objective, overtake Piastri before lap 16. I get to see if I can make that happen. I don't know how much I can, but I'll try my best. And I'll try to make it work, I guess you could say. But Piastri's about 2/10 ahead anyways. And Joe, again, following through this middle sector, just trying to stay with Joe. Obviously, we're going to get DRS. I want to try to get around Joe through this corner right here, because I would like to just try to get around him so I don't have to deal with it later on during the weekend. And I'm going to try to get this, not later on, but I will get it later into the race, because I want to get ahead of him, and I want to jump Alonso here. But we're going to get around him now, and now we're going to come into the pits now. Crucial pit stop here. Obviously, Bahrain, we had a slow stop. And then we had a good stop. I hope for a good stop from the Alpine guys. They've been pretty decent on pit stops, I'd say within the in real life. I feel like I haven't really seen many too slow stops by Alpine, but again, they're always running in the back of the grid, and no one really cares for a team running in the back of the grid. But here we go into the pit lane now. Decent stop at 2.5 seconds. We don't get held up, but we're gonna jump Alonso, and we do jump Alonso. Zhou Guanyu stayed out another lap. I don't know what happened to Alonso. I wonder if he had a slow stop. We'll take a look, see what happened. Well, we jump ahead. We stick with Piastri. And now we got cold, hard tires. But we're going to get ahead of Fernando Alonso in that Aston Martin. Well, the turntables have just changed. Let's see what happened to Fernando. Oh, slow stop. Oh, they messed up on that rear left. It looks like it was just slow just to get it. Come on. Surprised it, man. That's unfortunate for him, but that's gonna help us out. And here's some of the first of the one-stoppers. Everyone is on a one-stop here. Obviously, Leclerc is gonna be leading this race as we come out. Carlos Sainz will be his rival for. I think that is Checo. No, that is Verstappen. Okay, Verstappen, and then Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and everyone else like that. So now the second window is opening up for the other guys. I expect everybody to pit here. I don't expect anybody to lose any position. But again, I outlap critical, and Zhou Guanyu, I pray we get around, because I'm confident we will get around him, and we are going to get around him. George Russell, we could pounce on George Russell, and also Sergio Perez. We're going to be resting Perez on exit here, and we're going to get around Sergio Perez. We have just overtaken a Red Bull and an Alpine. Give me my gold star right now. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But anyways, give me my gold star. That just shows how good this car is, surprisingly, this weekend. But anyways, all jokes aside, we really gambled on that pit stop, and I would say gamble because I was really debating if I should stay behind Joe, but I wanted to get around him. I feel like I wouldn't have really made an improvement, but again, that little gap could have helped us out. Maybe Alonso, who knows what would have happened if Alonso had that slow stop, and then we could have got held up from behind. You never know what can happen in these situations. And especially approaching 10 laps to go, it is going to be a long 10 laps here around Jeddah. Probably will be the longest, I'd say, because it's going to be hard, it's going to be challenging. We got Perez, we got fast guys behind us, we got Alonso, we got the Shanghai Tiger, Zhou Guanyu, you got Great Britain's Lewis Hamilton. You got everybody back there waiting to pounce on us. And again, we're kind of a sitting duck, but we got to stay within the Ferraris and the McLarens. We're with them, which is really improving. There's a battle for the lead between Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc, and they're fighting for the lead while we're sitting here in P5. This is a great position so far for race 2. And again, I'm surprised that we're even up here competing. We shouldn't even be up here within this Alpine. We're outperforming this Alpine this weekend, which is good. But here comes Sergio Perez. He's got DRS. And we're pulling away from Alonso. Alonso's probably under threat from Piastri. Perez goes around us. Approaching now 9 laps to go now in this race. Oh, it's going to be challenging. But let's take a look here. Let's see what Pierre Gasly's up to on lap 17. We haven't talked much about the other Alpines, but again, he's in this train with the other RB of Sonoda, and it looks like that is the Aston of Lance Stroll. Hulkenberg, Sargent, Ricardo, Magnussen, they're all in that train on lap 17, so yeah, it's not been a great weekend for, I'd say, a fair amount of these drivers, and especially it hasn't been a great weekend for Pierre Gasly considering where we are. Gasly is really struggling. There's Bottas running in his own kind of pattern, and then Hamilton is on the back of that train. Because again, Alonso, if we keep on fighting, they're going to be in this train, and the more they get in this train, it's just going to lead to more chaos, let's say. But we had a little bit of a on lap 17 anyways. I kind of replayed this for that reason. Was we had a little bit of a slight lockup there. Corrected the car, thankfully, so it wasn't too bad. But a little bit of a slight lockup now. But here comes a lap 19 now. Side by side between these two guys right here. Just the two Ferraris going at it. Carlos Sainz, obviously, he's unemployed in real life. Who knows where he's going to be next year in Season 2 of this career mode. But here goes Verstappen down the inside. 3 wide for the race lead here in Jeddah. And this is insane. And they're still side by side. Sainz might get around him. He gets around Verstappen. Verstappen possibly around the outside of Sainz. Sainz gets ahead. What a scrap. This is a 3-way battle for the lead in Jeddah. If only this was like it in real life. But oh my god. But anyways, the Aussie, the Tasmanian Devil, Oscar Piastri. I'm trying to use some UFC names in here. Piastri's going to be all over the back of us now. Man, what a race this has been so far, and it's getting more exciting. We're sitting in a great position because we can capitalize depending on how much longer this goes for. I'm not saying we're in the contention for the win, but we could also be in the contention for the win considering if whoever has a crash, who doesn't. But we a little bit had to kind of get a little bit off the gas a little bit there. Compromise on exit by Perez. Looks like Perez got like a little bit stopped there, but we are going to possibly get around Perez. I think about it. We send one down the inside. We're going to send one here down the Minister of Defense. We have the inside line. Perez is going to have the inside for turn 2, but we're going to get ahead of him ahead of turn 3. That was a fair move with only 5 laps to go left in this race. Anything can happen, as they say, and Perez kind of backed out of that one, but man, this is insane. I don't even know how we're even up here right now. And fighting with Norris, Verstappen, and the two Ferraris. I mean, this is gonna be insane. But again, this is my goal now. If I can just stay within these guys, if I could just stay within Norris and Leclerc, if they drag me along, I'm free from Perez, because Perez is a threat, but he can't get around us. The AI struggled to get around the player, but there goes Leclerc being very aggressive on his teammate. He's trying to get around as fast as he can. That's just going to be a fight for whoever's going to get out of there. But I'm telling you right now, if we just stay within this gap and facility right here, this is where we can pounce. And what I mean by pouncing is I'm charging my battery. I want to save battery because last lap, if they don't dump overtake, you know what that means. We can dump as much overtake as we can, and I am willing to take that risk because I'm willing to take that risk. I am. And to dump all the overtake, I mean, it's the last lap, who cares, but I would dump it maybe down the main exit if I could, but I want to use some overtake to defend from Perez. Perez goes down the inside, but he can't get that move done. He thought about it, but he kind of backed out of that towards the end. So, kind of a, I want to say a stupid move, but he was just being a little too, I think he was just realizing, okay, I probably should back out, wait for this to unfold. Obviously, Perez wants to get through us, so I understand. I mean, an RB stuck behind the Alpine is kind of crazy, but again, it just shows how good this car has been this weekend. As I said on Thursday, through the whole week, well, Thursday, because obviously the race was held on a Saturday night, I was surprised on how good this car was this weekend. I didn't expect to be up here. And again, the tires are not even wearing that bad. It's not even bad. I could just stick with these tires and I'm set sailing. Like, it's crazy how good these tires are holding on. Sainz and Verstappen, they're fighting for the race lead with now 2 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. But man, on the it's about to approach the last lap, and this is probably going to be the most tense I've been in a minute, because it's going to be a challenge no matter what, and we got to hold off from a lot of guys, because here's the thing, it's last lap. Everybody's going to be dumping battery. Everybody's going to be giving it their all, and I'm trying to stay as much as I can close with Norris and Leclerc, and those top two guys, because again, I'm saving battery. I'm also burning battery through here though, because again, I want to hold off from Perez, because again, last lap ERS, if we have overtake available, you will know I will use as much overtake as I can, and I haven't really used much of my overtake, I'd say, because I'm trying to hold it in. And thankfully, when you have hot lap mode, thankfully now with the new ERS, where you can finally customize it. Again, this is where we pounce. Last lap now. Last lap of the Grand Prix. Who's going to win this race? Carlos Sainz is ahead, and it's about, I don't know how many miles. I'm going to say maybe 2.5, maybe 3.5 miles of track length. And there goes down the inside of Verstappen. Verstappen gets around Carlos Sainz, so that's also close for the win. But we got to stay close, and like I said, I am willing. Look here, see my charging, 69% battery now. If we just stay behind these guys, everybody's going to have DRS, and you never know. It's last lap. Everybody's going to be going for it. If you are Carlos Sainz, though, you are going to be praying Verstappen can't get around you, and you better pray that you get DRS that last straight, because you have to get right around as fast as you can. And following through here, we're able to stick with them. The dirty air is not that bad. Let's check out the tires. 23%, a little bit of understeer, but again, I'm able to keep it. I got the front end is still good. Piastri's behind us, so we have to watch out for Oscar. We have to watch out for Fernando Alonso, because again, they're always a threat. And a little bit of a tank snapper, not too much, thankfully. But here we go. Last lap now through another DRS zone. We gotta stay with Perez, and we are staying with him. We're dumping a little bit of battery here because we want to hold off from, obviously, Piastri. And here we go. Great opportunity now. Last lap. Last couple of corners here through turn 25 and 20. Through turn 25 now. Overtake available. We are dumping all we can. We're going to get around Perez. We're going to get around Norris. It's now going to be 3 wide down the main straight. And it's very tight for the race lead. Carlos Sainz is going to get ahead. Norris and Verstappen, they're side by side now. Who's going to get second place? We're dumping overtake. And we're going to get Norris. And we're going to get Verstappen. Do we get him? Yes, we do. That's a P2.
Yes, mate. I cannot complain about that one. That was an excellent drive. Well done.
Oh my god. What just happened? Seriously.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
You always look back at a race like this and think, if I'd just made that mistake there or locked up here, there would have been contact. And every one of those overtakes is a moment where you have to absolutely nail it, perfect it, and that's exactly what they're able to do today. Great stuff indeed.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
What a race. What a race. Man, Carlos Sainz, obviously, he wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and man, what a weekend for him. And able to get around Verstappen on the last lap. Well, not the last lap, but to hold off the threat from him on the last lap was crazy. But on my side, man, that was eventful. That was not, it wasn't easy. I will say that was not easy. And especially just to be up there competing with them, I'd say that's a bit tough. And second race on wheel too. I will say that from switching from controller to wheel, this is very, like, it feels good. You know what I mean? It feels good. But yeah, that was good. I don't know what else to say than just the fact that we were even fighting up there is just, it's surreal, man. And a P2 in our second race, like, come on. That's gotta give you something. And an Alpine too, man. You know how bad, like, I'm telling you right now, this Alpine is so bad. Like, it's heavy. You feel the weight. But like I said, I want to go to the worst team, and unfortunately Alpine was the worst team. But we're going to get a replay on what happened between the last lap, and especially through that photo finish. It was a photo finish across the checker flag. It was a great fight between me and Verstappen. Again, that DRS and that not the DRS. Well, we did get DRS, but also that battery usage, man, was crazy. Pierre Gasly came home in 15th. It wasn't a great weekend for the gas man. He really struggled just to get used to this car, I think, and he was just looked like he lacked confidence. But look at where we are. P7, 18 points, and ahead of Fernando Alonso. And that's where we qualified for the race. Obviously, we kind of got it from Lance Stroll, obviously having that grip penalty with men. And look at what we've done. We have put Alpine P5 in the constructor standing. So, me and my homies hate Laurent Rossi. And thank you, Bruno Famine, for taking over the team. Appreciate it. Thank you for letting me carry this team, Pierre Gasly. Do better. But anyways, let's take a look. We'll see what happened here. Checker flag moment. And, man, look how close that was. That was close. And let's get a slow-mo like across checker flag. Let's take a look. I don't know the gap, how much gap it was, but man, that had to be about 2, maybe 3 thousandths of a second. But man, that was just all the battery we had. But man, that's just from the start of the weekend, this has been amazing. I have nothing else to say than on to Australia. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. I apologize that videos haven't been coming out like that. Again, it's so busy. I got all sorts of stuff coming up. I'm gonna be starting a real working job too, so this is it's a little bit. That's also gonna be compromised a little bit of things, but that's okay. I will do the best I can to make more videos. But enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. Be safe out there. Have a good rest of your evening. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all in the next one.